Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Starry Eye Tarot. Happy Saturday to all of you. I hope you're having a good one. I am your friendly tarot reader. For those of you who may be new here, and if you are new here, welcome and thank you so much for your subscription. If you are returning, welcome back. Good to see you. I can answer any of your questions with this beautiful deck of tarot cards that I have here today. I'm using my Hocus Pocus tarot deck. Getting a little, I saw like a cauldron. Yeah, it was a really beautiful cauldron at the drugstore the other day, and I'm like, oh dang, yeah, Halloween is right around the corner, and today is the 1st of August, so I guess it's around that time, huh? So I can answer any of your questions with the exceptions of medical and or legal questions. My basic menu of readings can be found pinned at the bottom of the chat there, starting with my basic mini reading. That is just one question and consists of 5 cards and is a donation amount of $7.77. If you donate using Cashapp, PayPal, or Venmo, if you need to use SuperChat, it's $9.99. Hey Juliet, how are you doing, love? Good to see you. How is your weekend so far? Ooh, I forgot I had this. I got my Olipop. I don't know if I've tried this flavored blackberry vanilla. Sounds really good to me. Olipop, if you want to sponsor me, I'm your girl. You alright? Alright, good. Alright is what's up. Ew, there's like a hair on here. Gross. My hair is shedding because of the warm weather. That is really good. That is really good. That is a 9.5 out of 10 for me. That is absolutely delicious. Yeah, I've never tried that flavor. That is so good. I'm so glad I chose that. Yeah, so I offer my mini reading, and then I also offer full reading that consists of 10 cards. That can be just one solid question, or can be split into 2 individual 5-card readings. That is a donation amount of $14.14. As we just received from Miss Juliet, thank you so much, girl, for your donation. Were you interested? Did you want a full, did you have one question or 2, hun? One full reading. You got it. I'm gonna get deep. All right, my love. How can I help you? Just a love reading between Anthony and I. Okay. So the thoughts, feelings, and intentions spread, right? And you're a Virgo, right, girl? And what is Anthony's sign? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions intentions towards Juliet? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. What are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. What are Anthony's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Juliet? Yes, he's a Virgo, or sorry, he's a Libra, and you are a Virgo. Okay, love. All right, let's see here. We have the Seven of Wands reversed, Six of Swords, Nine of Cups, Nine of Swords reversed, sorry, Roman numerals, Knight of Pentacles reversed, the Magician, the Lovers, Justice, Temperance, and Eight of Swords. The two of you are together, right? You guys are dating. You guys are in a connection, right? Like an official connection. I don't. I'll just. Do you guys have a label? Because sometimes I don't like asking if there's labels. Because dating, I've definitely dated and there's no labels, but that can also be indicative too if there's no labels. How long have you guys been dating for? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be asking you all these questions. I should be answering your question. No label. Okay, I'm just trying to get some context before I dive into this. Because I'm looking at, starting with your general energy, we have the Seven of Wands reversed with the Magician. The energy that I get from that is, how do I put this? On and off for like 8 months. Okay. I was just going to say the energy that I'm getting from these two cards, specifically with your general energy, is battle weary. You're tired. I don't know if the two. You said he's a Libra, right? If he's a Libra, I would stand to reason. I would think that he is not someone who argues a lot. Libras avoid conflict like the plague most of the time. However, there's a solution to avoiding conflict. It's communication, and that's what I'm not getting from him. I don't get that he's super open with things. He doesn't argue. Yeah, he doesn't argue, but I also get the sense that he's not super, and I know he's a dude, and a lot of dudes, they're not into talking about feelings and, getting deep and stuff, but I get the sense that he's very, not like a totally silent guy, but doesn't express too much. Yeah, and that can lead to conflict. And while I don't see any active conflict between you and him, I can sense it with your energies that you feel that something's not working out the way you want this to work out. Yet you feel extremely passionate about this connection. He's very communication adverse. Yeah. There's no Eight of Wands here. There's no communication cards here at all. And yeah, with this Magician card, this is telling me that you would do and are doing anything. You will use any of your resources to see this through, to make sure that this continues, and you truly believe that this still has potential. But it is tiring at times. Seven of Wands reverse is a very tiring energy. It was my card yesterday, and I had a bad rot day yesterday. Not feeling well. I was like, wow, Seven of Wands, yeah, that checks out. And we just received a donation. Thank you so much for your donation. Whoever you are, please let me know what your username is in the chat. Thank you so much, and I will add you to the queue. Thank you. Now, his general energy, we have the Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Eight of Swords. Not liking this. Just right out the gate, I'm not liking this energy. starting with this Knight of Pentacles reverse, this is someone who is, yeah, honestly, I feel like Seven of Wands energy all over. Yeah, yeah. Like, because Seven of Wands is like defense, like defending. Hey, Katie, thank you so much, love. Your birthday is tomorrow, so I love a general for the energy around the two masculines in my field. Absolutely. I will be on tomorrow, love. So we'll do your birthday reading for you then. And then if I'm not on tomorrow, we can definitely do it after. But that's always been my rule. There is I either the day of or the day after, or not, or not exactly the day after, but the next day that I go on. But I won't forget about you. Sorry, 1 second here. How are you doing, love? Hope your weekend is going well. I'm just making sure I get your username correct there. Okay. So starting with this Knight of Pentacles reversed here with his general energies, doesn't make me happy. This is somebody who's who is actively neglecting a relationship. That's not to say that he doesn't put anything into this relationship, because obviously he is putting something into it. You wouldn't still want to be with him and feel this passionately if he, wasn't doing something for you. It wasn't a good guy in some way to you. But he really is kind of kicking back here with this Knight of Pentacles reverse. This is someone who's, because I know you guys don't have a label, but you guys have been dating for 8 months, off and on, but 8 months. And relationships aren't all just fun and happiness and rainbows and sunshine. There's also work that needs to be put in. Like, it sucks, but it's true. It doesn't suck. It's just it's the nature of any relationship, a friendship, family relationships. You got to put in work, and it's worth it. It's worth it. And part of that work is communication, expression, letting someone know where they're at emotionally, financially, energetically, and he's not letting you know. And I really don't like this Eight of Swords. I hate seeing the Eight of Swords when it comes to romance. When it comes to a lot of things, but especially when it comes to romance. Eight of Swords is feeling bound, feeling tied down, feeling, I don't want to say imprisoned, but I bet you anything, if I were to look in my little black book right now at the Eight of Swords, that's likely going to be the first word used. That I was wrong. Imprisoned is actually the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th word that is used in the Eight of Swords. First word that they use is trapped. And this is my little Bible. First, and I've heard that, learning tarot for most of my life, that is just a pretty straightforward definition of the Eight of Swords. The traditional artwork is someone who is bound. They're standing. It's a woman standing. She's blindfolded, and surrounding her are 8, and she's bound as well. And surrounding her are 8 swords impaling the ground, and she feels trapped. She's not, because if she were to, she doesn't realize, but the bindings that are tying her are actually quite loose, and if she were to just wriggle about a little bit, she'd be able to unbind those, and then she'd be able to take her blindfold off, and then she'd be able to wriggle her way out of those swords or get one off the ground and get going. So it's a feeling of being trapped. And we're talking about his general energies here. It's not good here. I don't like someone that feels very audacious to just. I mentally, I'm seeing someone with like their feet kicked back in the air, like on a lazy boy, not putting any effort in. I'm sure he puts some effort and time in, but not enough. Not enough for you, and that's what's tiring you, and with good reason. His thoughts towards you have the Six of Swords and the Lovers. I don't know if you guys talked about this when you first started dating. It's hard to talk about any time you start dating someone, but it's the longer you wait to ask someone this, the harder it gets. So I do my best to ask just on the first date now, what are you looking for in a relationship? Face to face, because people can say a lot of stuff online. And it's not to say that everyone's going to be completely honest with what they tell you, but I like to just put people a bit on the spot on the first date and just be like, hey, like what are you looking for? Because if we're not looking for the same thing, then there's not much sense in going forward here. And I don't, going back to what I said, I don't know if you asked him what he was looking for in a relationship or what he was looking for in general. I do see that he is indeed very much attracted to you. There's no lie there. He finds you absolutely beautiful and charming. Definitely a woman that he wants to keep in his life. But going back to you guys discussing what you're looking for in a relationship, I haven't asked you. I don't know what you're looking for, but I get the sense that you want something long term with him. And I get the sense that you haven't told him directly. Maybe in little, like, maybe you've dropped hints here and there, but I don't think you've told him directly. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I can almost guarantee you that he senses that you want something more. I mean, honestly, I don't know what I'm looking for. Okay, with him or just in general? Because he gets the sense with this Six of Swords, there's one of two things going on here. Either he's sensing that you want something more and that what you guys have isn't good enough. Yeah, well, yeah, that's really what I'm seeing with this Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is moving away. It's a breakup card. So if he's sensing, that's what I think is going on with this Lovers card. If there was something else here, I would tell you. If I felt, if there was something that was perturbing him about you specifically that was making him want to leave, I would tell you. You know, girl, I'm hell of honest. I you know, if I thought that, like, you thought your feet smelled or something, I would tell you. You know what I mean? But with this Lovers card, I'm seeing a man who is very, very attracted to you, genuinely. But I'm also seeing a man who's comfortable, and even if you haven't dropped hints, or even if you, like you said, like you just told me, you honestly don't know what you're looking for with him. He's old enough to know that after about 8 months, that's when women start getting a little antsy. Not all women, but a lot of us do. Around 3, 6, 8 months. The longer time goes on and and there's no discussion, the more we're kind of waiting, like, well, what's going on here? Because, you know, where do we stand? Just want to know where we stand. I don't think you quite know where you stand completely with him. He feels satisfied. That's where I'm getting this image of this guy in a lazy boy with his feet kicked up in the air and his hands behind his head, just like, yep, like things are going, you know, I like how things are going, but if she, you know, but I feel like he has this caveat of, like, if she wants something more, then I don't know. I don't know if that's something that I want. I think you, and when I was pulling the cards, I got a message that you guys were mirroring each other. Now that could very well be how you guys are mirroring each other, is you guys just both don't know what you guys are looking for. And it very well could be the same thing, is just you don't know yet. And that's totally fine. You don't have to know. There's no rule book, you know, wish there was, like a book of love, but there's no set terms to this stuff. And I'll tell you what, he feels very content with this Nine of Cups here, and he feels that things are balanced. Now, you correct me there if you feel that's the case. I see that with Temperance and Justice here, but what I'm seeing with general energies, I don't see it so much balanced. But he is a Libra. That is his card. He doesn't want to rock the boat. So yeah, I feel like this guy's just, I don't want to say he's like an eternal mystery, but he feels like the kind of person who needs some serious prodding to get them to speak. He just seems very non-committal and low effort, and I like him, but I wouldn't reject another man who put in more effort. Bingo. And I think that's all something he realizes, because that's part of this Lovers card, sweetheart. Is the Lovers is very passionate, very, very, yes, very of the realm of Eros. It's romantic. It's the Lovers, but they're unbound. They're not bound to one another, and I think he likes it that way. And I think it's not that you so much dislike it. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's not so much that you dislike it. It's precisely what you just said. You wouldn't reject it if a man came along that was willing to put in and was showing more effort and work. You would go for him, and you have every right to. You guys aren't official. You guys aren't officially dating. He hasn't put that work in yet. I'm sorry, but a label is work. It's dedication. Dedication is work. And I'm not, and I don't think that he's with other women. I don't think you think he is either. I don't get that vibe at all. I just get the sense that he's just like kind of floating through this and enjoying the ride with no worries. This Nine of Swords reversed. Easy breezy, this Temperance card. He feels like, yeah, he's happy where the relationship is. He's very busy. I'd be so shocked if he did. A label is accountability for sure. Oh, okay. Like really busy with work and such. Just has a busy life. Okay. Yeah, there are some people that that may feel too busy for a relationship, but yeah, I think you see what I'm seeing here too. Is he's definitely into you, for sure. He's happy with what you guys have, but he's concerned that you're not not that you're not happy with where things are, but that you're like kind of like tapping your watch. It's like he knows I have more expectations for my men in general. I'm sure he feels uneasy about me not requiring more. That's precise. You worded that really succinctly, Juliet. That's a very good, yeah. That's precisely what it is. Like he's happy where you guys are, yet he feels uneasy because he knows he's old enough to know now, not just women in general, but a woman like you. You even said that at this point you would, or not at this point, but you require more, or that, and you're not requiring that of him in like a direct way. I don't want to say you're letting him get away with things, because again, I don't think he's doing anything untoward to you. You know me, girl. How long I've been reading for you? A long time. I would tell you if I felt that he was acting, if he was, doing something shady behind your back. I don't feel like he is at all, and I don't think you think so either. No suspicions there. I just also see a guy who I think is non-committal. I'd like more, but he's so passive. I don't care to poke the bear. I mean, it's been 8 months, babe. I was kind of thinking the same thing. It's like, well, it's been 8 months. Like, the worst that'll happen is maybe he ends things. Okay, well, you got your answer then, because you do. It's not even that you'd like more, so you deserve more, Juliet. I will go date other men, and he told me if he found out, he'd cut me off, which is hilarious because he's chasing his own tail. Okay, this is the second time I've heard a client of mine say this to me this week, and I've heard it from friends. I've heard it from many clients, though, when guys who are not their boyfriend tell them, if you ever dated someone, I'd cut you off. I wouldn't be friends with you. Like, okay, then make me your boyfriend. How about that? Maybe then I wouldn't date other people. Precisely. That's so funny you use that word, because I was thinking of that word earlier. I was thinking about someone. I was taking a shower, and I was like, the audacity or that person to say that to someone, and I'm just like, you know what? No, there's no audacity there. That person is an audacious person. Like, so of course they'd have the audacity because they're just so audacious. Like, yeah. And this guy, I'm telling you, that Knight of Pentacles reversed, he looks very audacious. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, no, that's not fair. That's not fair, and you know it. He's not made you his girlfriend yet. He's telling you that if you found out that you were to date another guy, he'd cut you off. No. No. Sophie says no. Yeah, pretty much. Man, so. But I'm a good liar, so I really don't care. Yeah. Okay. That's there's that. Live your life, Juliet. Live your. You know, life's too short to be held down. And that Eight of Swords with his general energies, you don't feel bound. You don't feel tied down. Why the hell does he feel tied down, or scared of feeling tied down? You know, live your best life. And if he's not going to open up, and if he's not going to come correct, then you're not stepping out on him because you're not together. You're not doing anything untoward by any means. There you go, girl. Get it. Yes. Okay, so you're already on. You already got another one on deck. We love that. That's exciting. Oh my god, love it. I love getting ready for dates. I like having playlists for getting ready for dates and whatnot. Well, you have a wonderful time tonight, girl. Spill the tea, spill the tea. And thank you so much, love. Yeah, you get yours. You get yours. Have a great time tonight. And yeah. I hate when men psych themselves up about something. I never pressured them, or I hate when men psych themselves up about something I never pressured them about. Yeah, and I see it happen. And thank you, Yadahu, for your donation. I've seen it happen. Dudes hyping themselves up about something that you never even brought up. You know, because he knows you deserve better. That's why he knows he should be treating you better. You do too, hun. You do too. Love and light to you, girl. Have a great time tonight. All right, next on deck we have Caitlin. Hi, Caitlin. Thank you so much for your donation, love. Were you interested in a 10-card reading, or did you have 2 questions? Katie the Creative, please come to the chat, love. Thank you. Katie the Creative. Please come to the chat. Thank you. Katie the Creative, please come to the chat. It is your turn. Thank you. Everybody gets 3 minutes to come to the chat when I'm calling your name. Thank you. Katie the Creative, it is your turn. Please come to the chat. Thank you. Katie the Creative, it is your turn. Please come to the chat. Thank you. Or Caitlin. Maybe you go by Caitlin. It's Katie in your username. Caitlin, Katie the Creative, please come to the chat. Thank you. If you are not here in the next 30 seconds, we will move on to Miss Yahoo. Caitlin, Katie the Creative. Got another 5 seconds, babe. All right. So we are going to move on to Miss Yahoo. Yahoo, thank you so much for your donation, love. Please go ahead. How are you doing, sweetheart? Of course, you know I always do, hun. I wonder if Caitlin is coming back tomorrow, because tomorrow is her birthday. Maybe I misunderstood that. And sorry, now I'm muttering to myself. You would just like a general. You've got it, Yahoo. Here. You're doing okay? Good to hear, love. Yeah, I'm doing okay too. I've still got this sty on my eye. I'm trying to hide from everybody. They put me on some antibiotics. I got to see another doctor yesterday for a referral for an ophthalmologist because the US healthcare system is just amazing, as I'm sure you've heard. Okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Hermit reversed, Nine of Swords reversed, Three of Swords reversed, and Ten of Pentacles. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. 9 and 10 of Pentacles. And we got two of my favorite reversals. This is good. This is good energy. This is good energy, Yahoo. This is good. So, and I swear it reminds me. I mean, I'm not a robot. I don't have photographic memory, but I swear I remember the first reading I did for you, and I believe the first card was Nine of Pentacles, and I swear the last was the Ten of Pentacles. I could totally be wrong there, but it was something similar where there was this beautiful progression. There's a journey in between, but this beautiful Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is, of course, that step before the ultimate Ten of Pentacles, which I believe to be the most powerful card in the entire deck. sure you heard my story, blah, blah, blah. Pulling a card for myself every single day for the past 7.5 years now. And I have a list, a spreadsheet of every card I've pulled. And I have only pulled this card in its upright position one time in that entire 7 years. And that day, I was asked to ordain a wedding. Ten of Pentacles, I know you know tarot. It's not just a wedding card, and I'm not saying that it's, in this context, I'm not seeing it in a romantic context. With this 9, progression to the 10, this is attenuation of goals. This is dreams coming to realization, finally coming to realization. And I believe I told you not too long ago that there's definitely a really, really fortuitous new beginning in your imminent horizon, or on your imminent horizon. If not 1, 2 very fortuitous new beginnings. And this 9 of Swords reversed right here in the center, I don't know, and of course you don't have to answer me at all, I don't know your mental health. I don't know if you deal with anxiety or have anxiety disorder, or like social anxiety disorder, or I have both generalized anxiety disorder and social anxiety disorder and panic attack disorder. The trifecta is so much fun. So much fun. So I have a personal gripe with this card. This is my favorite card. Well, the Star is my personal favorite card, but most powerful card and my least favorite card. But when it's in its reverse form, it is what you want to see. It is those worries coming to a close, those sleepless nights coming to a close, the things that have been really troubling you will no longer be troubling you. And I see that furthermore with this 3 of Swords reversed. That which has caused you disappointment and pain, you are healing from in a very, very strong way. I am not the one to say you fully healed. Only you can say that. But you're getting there. You're getting really, really close if you're not already there. The only card I'm having a little bit of frustration understanding here is the Hermit reversed. So give me a moment here. Just want a little bit of clarity. Okay, so this is, and I don't know how involved you are with your community. I don't know how involved you are with interpersonal relationships. But the Hermit reversed in this, the energy that I'm getting from this, in context with the 4 other cards here, is a returning to, actually 2 things here. Returning to, and I believe I mentioned this in a reading for you not too long ago as well, was reconnecting with people and realigning yourself with folks who support your dreams and who may already be living your dreams and can help guide you onto that path. Reconnecting with others, and also with the Hermit reversed. The Hermit reversed is also indicative of you realigning yourself physically, emotionally, mentally for your dream career or your dream goal. Whatever your dream happens to be. I feel like it's of a particular nature. And again, that could be romance, that could be career, that could be creative endeavors, it could be whatever it is, whatever your idea of ultimate success and happiness is. your idea of a dream of your dream having come true. 10 of Pentacles is absolutely your dreams coming true card. So this is very, very beautiful energy, Yahoo. I got a little nervous because with this particular deck, I can tell when the cards are upright or reversed. But silly me, as I always say to a lot of my clients, just because they're reversed does not mean they are a bad card. And we had two prime examples there, that beautiful Nine of Swords reversed and the Three of Swords reversed. I was like, okay, no, this is solid. This is good. This is really good. Even the Hermit reversed. By golly, this is good. This is good. Yahoo. Well, thank you so very much, love, for your donation. I really appreciate you, and I hope I brought you some clarity there. Yeah, much love and light to you, and let me know if you have any questions or anything. So, I don't know if... You're very welcome, Yahoo. So I don't know if Caitlin may have been I may have been mistaken, because it's Caitlin's birthday tomorrow, so she gets her birthday reading. And I told her I would give it to her tomorrow, to come back tomorrow. But I thought she was maybe she figured, okay, I'll get my reading tomorrow, and then my reading on top of that. So that may have been what she was thinking. So the donation queue is currently open, unless I was mistaken with Caitlin, and she is indeed just absent. And she'll let me know if she comes back. So as far as things are right now, the donation is open. Oops, let's remove that. Donation queue is indeed open. Unless, of course, Caitlin comes back and goes, hey, oi, I need a donation. Yes, so I answer all sorts of questions. I answer a lot of questions pertaining to spirituality, career, finance, and a lot of romance questions. A lot of interpersonal questions. People asking questions about friends, family members, but also a lot of love, a lot of romance questions. And I developed a spread about a year prior to my professional practice that I highly recommend for anybody who is simply regarding how... I'm sorry, that's I didn't head. If you're just regarding how someone, or wondering how someone is regarding you, this does not have to be romantic, but it is very, very thorough. My OG love reading, and it's at no additional donation amount, but it answers 5 major questions in one. It'll tell you what your current their current thoughts are towards you, their current feelings, their current intentions towards you, their general energies towards the connection, and your general energies towards the connection. And that can be done with a mini, a full, or an in-depth 15-card reading. And again, that's at no additional donation amount. It's simply a suggestion for an awesome, rad reading that a lot of my clients are very fond of. I also offer soulmate confirmation readings. They consist of 10 cards, and they can be asked in one of 2 ways. And this is a question I recommend for those who are currently in a connection. It doesn't have to be romantic, but in a connection with someone. They know who you are. You guys speak regularly. You're in a connection. This is to confirm whether they are indeed a soulmate of yours. And the first way we can ask it is we directly ask our angels, messengers, and spirit guides if the person in question is your soulmate. The answer is yes. They will explain why and in what context they are a soulmate of yours, and what purpose they serve. The second way we can ask it is we ask your angels, messengers, and spirit guides if they give their divinely ordained blessing towards this connection. If they do, that is definitely a yes, and they will explain why they do, and why this person is a soulmate of yours, and again, what purpose they serve in your life. And that is a donation amount of $16.16 if you donate using Cashapp, PayPal, or Venmo. If you need to use SuperChat, it is $20.20. And then I also offer past life regression readings. I've been studying past life regression therapy since I was very, very young. Past life readings are so much fun to read for both me and you. We have many past lives. Well, some of us have more than others, depending on how old of soul we are. And the variation in our past lives definitely runs the gamut. And there's really no limitation to the intention behind the past life that we ask Spirit to illustrate for you. You can ask them to illustrate the past life of yours that can help you navigate the challenges in this life most effectively. We can ask them to illustrate a past life of yours that was the most challenging past life of yours. We can ask them to illustrate a past life of yours that was the most fortunate or the least challenging. That was, or was at least your favorite past life out of all the lives you've lived thus far. But it can really, really enlighten, really bring a lot of enlightenment to folks. It can really bring forth a lot of explanations. It can absolutely answer people's irrational fears, recurring dreams or nightmares that one has had, proclivities towards certain cultures or perhaps language or history. It's absolutely fascinating. Highly recommend that. It's a 10-card reading. It's donation amount of $19.19 if you donate using Cashapp, PayPal, or Venmo. If you need to use SuperChat, it is $27.27. I am also a psychic medium. I can communicate with those who are no longer with us. If you are interested in me communicating with a loved one of yours who is no longer with us, who has passed on, I would be honored to do that. I do ask that we check beforehand. 95% of the time, I can get through to them. There have been times where I haven't. Sometimes people have reincarnated. Sometimes they haven't moved on fully to the other side where they can communicate. There's numerous reasons, but I do need to know their name, their date of birth, their date of passing, and their relation to you. It's super helpful if you can provide me with a photograph, but it's not mandatory in order for me to get through to them. I've gotten through to many folks without needing a photograph, but it's always interesting super fascinating when I get the photograph after I've channeled the person and then I see, oh yeah, that's them. I recognize them. I recognize that face. So yes, I would be absolutely honored if that is a reading that you are interested in. It is a donation amount of $35.35 if you donate using Cashapp, PayPal, or Venmo. If you need to use SuperChat, it is $50.50. And then I also offer private readings. I offer two different types of private readings. The first type that I offer is by appointment only over Zoom. It's just me and you, and totally private. I don't record it. If you want to record it, you can, but it is absolutely, completely, and utterly private and discreet. It is not like on a live stream. And it's one-on-one, just me and you. Hey, Lorraine. Oh my God, girl. How are you doing? Happy Saturday to you. How are you doing? I'm doing better, thank you. Me too. It's been a bit of a rough week. Not too bad, but just girl stuff. yesterday I was not feeling well. I still have this thing on my eye. It is Leo season! Holy cannoli guacamole! When's your birthday again? I think most of my clients are Leos. I had one client earlier, it's her birthday tomorrow. And I feel so badly. She made a donation. And I was like, oh, your birthday's tomorrow. I'll give you your birthday reading tomorrow when it's your birthday, because that's how I do it. It's like either on your birthday, or if I'm not on your birthday, you know how it works. Like I do it like the next time that I'm on and you're on. What's wrong with my eye? I have a sty in my eye. And I've had styes before, many a time, not super often, but in my life I have had a sty, and I've never had one like, I'm not going to show you. I look like a monster. It's really ugly. And like, yeah, I went to urgent care. They gave me ointment that didn't work. And then I had a telephone appointment with some other doctor on, I believe, Wednesday. She prescribed me oral antibiotics. And I'm like, look, I just need to see an ophthalmologist, yo. Like, so I saw another doctor yesterday, and she just wrote me. She's like, yeah, that looks bad. Keep on. I mean, the antibiotics might help, and if they do, hopefully, it does look like it's getting. I don't know if I'm just getting used to it or if it is getting smaller, but yeah. Otherwise, I need to get it snipped out, which is not fun. Or I think they give you a steroid injection or something. I don't know. August 15th. So excited. Yay! I hope it heals fast. I'm sorry. Thank you, love. Thank you. Yeah, it's just a bugger when my work is my face. Not just on here, but also with my, like, I have a job tomorrow at, like, for an art salon. Like, you best believe my hair is going to be like this the whole time, and they're probably going to ask me to put my hair up, and I'm going to tell them, no, I can't. Sorry. Like, and we just received a donation from Miss Yahoo. Thank you so much, love, for your donation. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. Absolutely, love. Absolutely. So I normally don't do two separate general readings in a day, but so I'm gonna kind of piggyback off the last reading we did, um, and see where we get what we get from that, love. Okay, we have the High Priestess, Queen of Pentacles reversed, Knight of Swords, Strength reversed, and Seven of Swords reversed. Yadahu, would you be opposed to me? Oh, dang. I remember what cards we had. We had the Ten of Pentacles, Three of Swords reversed, Nine of Swords reversed, the Hermit reversed, and Nine of Pentacles here. I wish I had pulled them out. Okay. Sorry, I can't hear you. An advert came. Oh, what was the last thing you heard me say, love? Well, I wanted to I typically don't ever do 2 general readings in one day. I'm more than happy to do a 10 or a 15 card general reading. So I really wanted to, because we're in the same energies right now, I really wanted to. I remember what cards we pulled in your last reading, but I've since shuffled. Would you be opposed to me going through my cards really quickly and pulling the cards that we had from the last reading and expanding on the last reading? Or do you want me to just go off of this? I just feel like it would bring more clarity to your last reading and would bring me a lot of more clarity to what I'm seeing here. And don't be polite. You don't need to be polite. You won't hurt my feelings. If you just want this straight read, no, are for real? You're not just being polite? If you'd really rather I just read this just directly, I can do that for you, love. Just those cards were just, yeah, they were just really poignant to me, and we're in the same energies. I don't know. How do you feel? You know tarot too, so it's up to you. Seriously, if you want to just, and they're in my head. I mean, like for thank you. I was gonna say, for instance, it's already kind of like, okay. So for instance, and I have to go. I don't want to bother you with time here, but okay, I can just do it off the top of my head. Actually, this High Priestess, we had the Nine of Pentacles right above it in the last reading. That tells me that the High Priestess is definitely a card of going one's own way, not doing things necessarily traditionally. In many ways, I see the Hierophant as not just the masculine counterpart of the High Priestess, but like the entire counterpart of the High Priestess. The Hierophant is very much by the books, by governmental structures, by traditions, would never break taboos. The Hierophant is my card for today. The Hierophant was also my card the day before yesterday. And I got a ticket. I got a car ticket. I'm like, oh, thanks. Government offices. Thank you, San Francisco. But, and as Aquariuses, we are not very Hierophant type folks. We're not we're not out here breaking the law every 5 seconds. And it's not that we don't abide by the law, but we definitely, I don't know how you feel about this, but we do things our own way, And with that Nine of Pentacles, I don't know what your dream is. I don't know what your ultimate goal is in life, what your ultimate dream is in life. And you don't have to tell me, and like, you really don't. I get the sense that it's of a creative nature, that you want to, that's possibly of a creative nature, that you would like to make more of a career, or could just be a career. Again, you don't have to answer me, but when we're talking about the High Priestess and the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles is about finally attaining what one needs to, what one needs to have in order to get to that Ten of Pentacles dream fulfillment. Now, this Queen of Pentacles reversed. The last reading we had the Hermit. This was paired with the Hermit reversed. The Queen of Pentacles reversed. The first thing that comes to mind when I think of the Queen of Pentacles reversed is someone who is really overworked. Burnout, I think, is just the word that comes to mind when I see the Queen of Pentacles in any context. Is someone feeling burnt out, whether it's literal physical burnout or an emotional or an unemotional sense of burnout, but burnt out. And when I pair it with the Hermit reversed, I hear Diana Ross. I'm coming now. I want the world to know. Got to let it show. And especially with the High Priestess and the Nine of Pentacles, this like coming, doing things on your own, reconnecting with others, but also showing the world what you got. Going your own way and showing the world just how magnificent you are. The problem that I see with that is this Strength reversed card, which in the last reading, this was matched with the Three of Swords reversed. Now Strength reversed. Tarot. It's, I mean, the first word that comes to mind when I think of Strength reversed is not weakness. Actually, it's not weakness. It's well, we don't need to think about the word that comes to mind when I look at the card in general. But when I'm in specific to this situation, I see it as a lack of self-confidence on your part. I see this as Spirit is saying, like, girl, like you have such potential, and I think you do realize it a lot of the time, but you have allowed others to, and I believe we've all done this, but you've allowed others to not kill your dream, but to dissuade you from going all the way in your dreams. And that's where I go back to suggesting that you either align yourself or realign yourself with folks that support your dream, that understand your dream, that want to help you in your dream, that support you in that. And I think when we pair this with that Three of Swords reversed, when I was talking about the Three of Swords reversed in the last reading, I was saying how I can't be the one to say, oh, Yadahu, you have fully healed from your past trials and tribulations. Only you can say that. But this gives me a stronger message from Spirit that you have indeed done quite a bit of healing. And while you've done a lot of healing, it's your perspective. I initially thought this was the Hangman, but it's the High Priestess. But it's your perspective that Spirit would like to see changed. To not see things, negative things from the past, as being potential patterns. And we have this Knight of Swords here, right in the center. We had the Nine of Swords reversed right here in the center. This, to me, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe the Knight of Swords reversed comes out I don't want to say quite a bit in your readings, but he's definitely come out more than, I want to say, at least more than 3 times, I think, in different readings I've done for you. And I think even the other day I pulled out the Knight of Swords reversed. He was reversed in the reading I did for you, and I mentioned that I have ADHD, and my mind can be very, very scattered and on fire, but also scattered. Like I have to be able to delineate my thoughts, and when I pair this with the Nine of Swords reversed, especially with this being upright, finally, this is telling me that there should definitely be some clarity of thoughts. Your thoughts should definitely be easier to clear and untangle, so to speak. To focus on things that the multiple things that you want to focus on, but all in their due time and appropriate time, delineating the correct amount of time for each goal. And I don't see it here in the cards, but I just feel it and sense it. Taking advantage of the present moment is really crucial. And I say that for everyone. Thank you so much, Wendy, for your donation, love. Let me add you here. Okay. Then we have this Seven of Swords, albeit reversed. We all hate the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords reversed has always been a bit of a confusing card for me my whole life. Truths revealed. So this was paired with the Ten of Pentacles, Yahoo. And I love this book. It doesn't matter how long, I've been reading for more than I'm comfortable admitting. A very, very long time. And it just goes to show you never stop learning. So glad I read this. Okay, so especially paired with that beautiful Ten of Pentacles dream fulfillment card, I'm reading this, Yahoo. The Seven of Swords reversed is often indicative of a desire to live more honestly and with a renewed conscience. If the asker has been living with something weighing on their heart, this card encourages them to either come clean or find ways of dealing with moving forward. And whatever was dishonestly taken away from you will also be returned. Likely. Let's hope. And or likely someone will offer help or good advice. And I really do feel strongly about that. Connecting with folks who do support your dreams and can offer advice, can offer a helping hand. So if I had just read this on its own, it would have been very, very confusing to me. So thank you, Yahoo. Making that a 10-card reading was made that much more cohesive. At least for me, and who cares about me? I hope that was cohesive for you, love. I hope that resonated. Please let me know. Please be honest. Like everyone, please. If it doesn't resonate, let me know. And there's different ways we can approach things, different ways we can look at things. But I truly hope that resonated with you, love. And much love and light to you. Thank you, love. Miss Wendy. Wendy, thank you for your donation. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. You're so welcome. Very welcome, love. Thank you. How are you doing, Wendy? How's your friend doing? I was thinking about her earlier today. Excellent question. That's an excellent question. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what do you want Wendy to take advantage of during her month-long break? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what do you want Wendy to take advantage of during her month-long break from work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what do you want Wendy to take advantage of during her month-long break from work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what do you want Wendy to take advantage of during her month-long break from work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what do you want Wendy to take advantage of during her month-long break from work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what do you want Wendy to take advantage of during her month-long break from work? You know, Wendy, I realized I've never even asked you what you did for a living. And you don't have to tell me. Or if you want to tell me offline, you can always tell me offline too. But I realized that the other day. I was like, I know like so much about this girl's life. I don't actually know what you do within where you work. My friend has been keeping busy by spending more time with our other friends. Okay, good support. She got support. Good. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What do you want Wendy to focus on during her month off work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What do you want Wendy to focus on during her month-long break from work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What do you want Wendy to focus on during her month-long break from work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What do you want Wendy to focus on during her month-long break from work? Okay. And the only reason why I was curious because you mentioned that you want to get involved in that you can do freelance stuff. That is very cool, girl. That is a very good skill to have, definitely. Absolutely. As I'm sure you know. Okay, we have the Eight of Wands, King of Cups reversed, the Chariot reversed, Six of Wands, and Six of Cups reversed. Interesting. Very interesting. But I also did design work. I've done so many different things. Me too, girl. I'm a Jill of all trades for sure. I've done quite a few things. Yeah, that's great though. That's wonderful, and especially when you have quite a few things that you can do. Yeah, then you can definitely freelance with different things and be your own boss, faux show. So this is interesting here, starting like right out the gate with this Eight of Wands. So Eight of Wands is definitely fast, forward momentum. Yet I'm a bit confused because we have this Chariot reversed right here in the center, which is quite the opposite. So I want a little bit of clarity here because I'm seeing what shouldn't be canceling out. Okay, quick movement, new possibilities. Okay, this card it signals that new possibilities and opportunities will likely arrive unexpectedly. Ride the wave and practice self-belief and confidence. This is a moment for you to capitalize on all your hard work. Yeah, movement, speed, progress, quick decisions, sudden changes, forward momentum. Yeah. So now I want some clarity with this Chariot reversed. Interesting. Okay. So I didn't know this. We learned. I was just saying this to Yahoo. You never really stop learning, right? Thank you so much for your donation, Brian. Let me go ahead and add you here. Yeah, you never really quite stop learning, huh? This is now I learned something new. I did not know this about the Chariot reversed, but the Chariot reversed. I always saw it as like taking a pause, putting on the brakes. No. The Chariot in reversed can often be like doubled down. Like, don't just move forward. Like, move aggressively. Like, because that was the one card where I was like, they're not telling you to just like kick back. And I know you're not going to just kick back. Like, yes, heal. Yes, take care of yourself. This is also time for healing. But yeah, the Chariot reversed is often indicative that you you had too many projects started. Now you have some time to untangle and resolve some of these. That checks out. But what really checks out with me is the aggressiveness. I feel like Spirit is directly saying that, like, be aggressive, be aggressive, like, as I'm sure you will be. They're also saying to do your very best to, while you're looking for jobs and or doing freelance work, to not let things to not ride things emotionally, to not ride it as an emotional wave. With the King of Cups reversed, his throne, it's on the ocean, always stays upright, because he doesn't let the high tides affect him, because he knows that they're crazy, he knows that they're irritating, and that they can be dangerous, but he knows that he's got this, and he knows that they'll return to being placid. So yeah, easier said than done. You're already feeling a bit worried and anxious. Okay, no, yeah, don't. I mean, I can't tell you not to feel worried or anxious. Again, that's one of those easier said than done things. I don't think it's and that, like, yeah, that's probably part of this. But Spirit is saying to, like, that will only be that will not be beneficial to you. Coming from me, who's like worries like 90% of the day and has panic attack disorder, my first therapist told me, like, what good, can you tell me one positive thing that panic or worry does? Yeah, sometimes, and this is where my ADD brain kicks in too. Sometimes I think I protect myself by worrying too much. I don't know if you kind of get what I'm saying, but, like, I'll be way on top of things, like maybe a bit more than I should, because I'm so afraid of one thing slipping through the cracks. And it's also tough being a single person, because if you have a partner and, like, family around you, they can be like, oh, did you remember that, or did you remember this, that, and the other. It's hard when you're on your own. You've got ADHD and anxiety. It can be tough. I know I don't think you have either, but it's still, it's hard not to let new experiences that might not, because there's going to be, you are definitely got a girl. Look at this Six of Wands. You are for sure going to find a win. This will be a victory. This break, quote unquote, from work is going to result in a victory. So Spirit is just saying, like, hey, like, when we date, sometimes there's duds, and sometimes there's some real amazing guys. It's just the same with looking for work. There's gonna be, you may apply to some jobs that you're, like, really confident are, like, the one, and then you find out that they are not, and it's disappointing. But don't let it emotionally affect you. Just move on to the next one. I don't want to say expect or brace yourself for that, but it's just about bracing yourself for the ups and the downs and the change. I just scheduled a therapy session for this upcoming week to learn how to cope. Wonderful. They should be very beneficial. I shouldn't have assumed it was a woman, but they should be very beneficial in helping you navigate this. And then finally, you have this Seven of Cups reversed. Oh, sorry, Six of Cups reversed. I was going to say Seven of Cups reversed. Six of Cups reversed. Now, that makes things much, much easier for Miss Sophie. Okay, stay in the present moment, baby girl. Stay in the present moment. That is absolutely crucial, that you, and not in the sense, like, not, do allow yourself to sleep in some days, not all day, but, like, I had a bad rot day yesterday. I'm not feeling well. I've got lady stuff going on. I needed a bed rot day just for one day. And I know you're not going to do that, but, definitely set your schedule if you are feeling like things are too intense. Like, don't be ashamed or don't feel bad to go take a walk or you know go out for coffee or something like that. Um, and your therapist is going to be very helpful in giving you actual tools on how to navigate this. Yes, I definitely need to lock in and get things done. Girl, you're already locked in. I feel you're locked in. You are locked in, and I feel like once this wait, has it started already? Because today's the first, right? Yeah. Well, yeah, I know that today's no wait, today's Saturday, so it starts on Monday, huh? Yeah, started already, basically. Am I right? You will lock in and get things done, girl. That's how you. That's your mo. That's how you operate. You're the Knight of Pentacles. You're Taurus. Um. So it's important not to put too to not be too hard on yourself. It just started fantastic. So yes, and that's also part of that King of Cups reversed is balance, maintaining balance of maintaining a steady schedule. That your therapist is going to be key in helping you navigate this and giving you specific tools. And one last thing, yeah, being kind to yourself while still being your own boss, and you're great at that. You've done it before, and yeah, now that and you work in project management, if you can manage projects with tons of people, you can absolutely manage yourself, and you've done it before. You are so welcome, girl. Much love and light to you. I appreciate you, and this. I really think this is going to be very fortuitous. I really believe it. And you have a wonderful rest of your night and weekend, love. Weekends feel weird when you're not working 9 to 5. They do. They do. All right, Brian. Brian, thank you for your donation. Now that me and Paul both have Tuesdays off from our day jobs, what's going to happen with the rock band we're working on? Okay. Let's see. Sorry, give me 1 second. Oh, thank you, Wendy. Yeah, I got an appointment with another doctor yesterday, and she just got me a referral for an ophthalmologist. I'm still on antibiotics, and yeah, if those don't work in a week, I'm just going to see this ophthalmologist. Thank you, hon. 1 second. All right. Hey, Brian, thank you for being here. Okay. So, now that me and Paul have Tuesdays off from our day jobs, what's going to happen with the rock band we're working on? Okay. Angels, masters, and spirit guides. Now that Brian and Paul have Tuesdays off, what will happen with the rock band they're working on? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. Now that Brian and Paul have Tuesdays off, what will happen with the rock band they're working on? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. Now that Brian and Paul have Tuesdays off, what will happen with the rock band they're working on? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. Now that Brian and Paul have Tuesdays off, what will happen with the rock band they're working on? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Now that Brian and Paul have Tuesdays off, what will happen with the rock band they're working on? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Now that Brian and Paul have Tuesdays off, what will happen with the rock band they're working on? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Now that Brian and Paul have Tuesdays off, what will happen with the rock band they're working on? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Now that Paul and Brian have Tuesdays off, what will happen with the rock band they're working on? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Now that Paul and Brian have Tuesdays off, what will happen with the rock band they're working on? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Now that Paul and Brian have Tuesdays off, what will happen with the rock band they're working on? Okay, we have Seven of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, 10 of Swords, and 9 of Cups. Sorry, give me 1 sec. Alright, so let's see. 9 of Cups reversed, 8 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands. It looks decent. But I wouldn't look at it as, I don't think you were looking at it this way, but I'm just saying, well, the fact that you guys both have Tuesdays off is beneficial to the future of your band. However, it's not the be all end all. It's not gonna bring everybody together, and I don't know how I don't want to say enthusiastic Paul is, but I definitely get the sense that you're much more driven and focused on this than he is. And I do get that, I for sure get that sense with this 7 of Wands here. Like, I feel like, yeah, you guys both don't work Tuesdays now, so I'm assuming that provides for more space and time for you guys to practice. But you are, I feel like you're going to have to, I don't want to say prod and like really push him, but you really are the leader of this band. You really are the one who's like the driving force. So it's not to say that he's not going to spend his Tuesdays with you, practicing with you, but it is something that you'll have to, I think that it's not a matter of like guilting him or poking or prodding him, but showing him that this is making it a routine, not like, okay, let's have a jam sesh. Like I was dating a guy who was in a band. You best believe not only did he practice every day, he was the guitarist and the vocalist, but they practiced every single Sunday. And then the drummer developed some serious alcoholism. Sorry, 1 second. I'm so sorry. 1 moment. Sorry about that. Yeah, making this routine is going to be really important. Um, Not just like, hey, can we jam? Maybe we should jam, this one time, like, or this other time. It's like every two. I believe that if at least two of you, I don't know if the whole band has every Tuesday off, but if all of y'all have Tuesday off, what I really see making this work is, yeah, having an actual routine here where you guys meet up on a regular basis. Um, Otherwise, he may just go off and do his own thing with this Eight of Cups and Ten of Swords. He's again. I'm not getting the sense that he's not interested in being in the rock band. He is. He's just not nearly as driven as you are. And kind of reminds me when I would do like class projects in school. Like, if you were in a project with me, you'd get an A, because and half the time I ended up doing most of the work. It sucked, but I also was like, if I was with a bad group of people, or not, students who didn't care about their grades, and we all had the same grade, like, I'd make up for it and do all the work. It sucked, but I went to Berkeley and they didn't, so I cared about my grades for a reason. Sorry, I wasn't trying to, but like, see, there were that was the most, and I don't know if that's how you feel, like you're putting in all the work here, but you're the one with the biggest dream. I think when they think of, I believe that your friends do see so much potential in this project, but I think you see the true, like the real potential that you guys really have, and I see them. By them, I don't mean all of them, but specifically Paul in this instance, getting distracted by the minutia of everyday life, and not focusing on like creating an actual schedule and meeting up with one another. And with this Nine of Cups reversed, I think that if you can try and convey that to him, the importance of like regularly practicing, like, I don't know, just cite all y'all's favorite bands that you guys share. Like, best believe, like, when they got started, when they were just starting, like, in their garage, like, they had a routine. Like, they practiced at least once a week. All the best bands. Practice makes perfect, and perfect is not possible. So, but if you want to get as close to perfect as you can, especially in art, you've got to practice, practice, practice. When I was a dancer, same thing. When I was a singer, same thing. Just got to practice. Writing, guitarist, musician. I had to practice, 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 and regularly. Not just when I saw my teacher, but also like my teacher would always notice if I had enough practice during the week. She could tell. Like, just like teachers can tell if you haven't done your homework, or didn't do your studying. Like, it's. Do you see us meeting up more often? That's what I'm saying, is it's possible that you guys could meet up more often, but it's not just going to happen on its own unless you really explain to him, like, isn't this such a great opportunity that we both have Tuesdays off? Like, this actually, like pretend like you haven't even thought about it. Be like, this would be like a great opportunity for us to practice every Tuesday. Like, I would really put it like that, because if you don't mention anything at all about music, I see him, as I mentioned, I see him getting distracted by the minutia of the rest of his life, and not focusing on this. You're laser focused on this. That's why you're the leader here, and he's just not. And yeah, his dream. He just doesn't strike me as someone who has really huge dreams, and yeah, can get caught up in I don't know if he has a girlfriend or a wife or family issues or something, but I feel like there's something he's getting caught up in, and it's it's not even like serving him. So I don't even think it would be a, because it's not like I don't get the vibe it's like he's helping a family. It's more I get distracted, like he's distracted, like oh shiny thing, like whereas I feel like you guys really need to have a talk, and you're gonna have to be the one. You're the one with the vision. You know, let him know like this is a great opportunity for us to have a regular practice session. That's what you really need to initiate. I really believe that. Otherwise, people are seem to just get distracted and fall through the cracks, and it's a pain to have to try and like rally them up again. But you're also the one with the vision here. You know exactly what your potential is. So yeah, it's absolutely very possible, but it will require you talking to him about that and definitely suggesting that. And it's a great idea. I think it's a fantastic idea. You guys have hella potential. You guys both have Tuesdays off now. It's a great idea. I would just suggest that Bart, like just straight out the gate, just like we should start practicing every Tuesday now. You know, it's a fun thing. I liked going to my boyfriend's practice sessions. They were fun to watch. I don't know, but that is what I am seeing there for you, Brian. Thank you very much for your donation. I really appreciate you. Hope I brought you some clarity there. And yeah, don't be scared to let your forceful Leo side out and let him know like, hey, like we've got this great opportunity. Let's take advantage of it. You know. Thank you so much again. All right, so the donation queue is once again open. Thank you all so very much. Whoever donates next will be read for next. Thank you. You're very welcome, Brian. Thank you. Hello, so sorry about that. Yes, I am still taking readings. If you are still here, I am still taking readings, love. How are you doing, JC? Okay, love. Thank you. Thank you so much, love, for your donation. All right. And donations are now closed. All right, but we got JC on deck. So what is the best way for me to handle Matt and Christy, my siblings? I just spent a week with them and it was horrible. I'm sorry, love. Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is the best way? Jen's your name, right, love? Your name's Jen? They worked on the house. They worked on the house. Getting it ready. It did not handle well. Oh no. Yes, Jen, okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How should Jen, what is the best way for Jen to handle her siblings? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is the best way for Jen to handle her siblings? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is the best way for Jen to handle her siblings? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is the best way for Jen to handle her siblings? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is the best way for Jen to handle her siblings? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is the best way for Jen to handle her siblings? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is the best way for Jen to handle her siblings? Sorry, one second. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, love. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is the best way for Jen to handle her siblings? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is the best way for Jen to handle her siblings? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is the best way for Jen to handle her siblings? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is the best way for Jen to handle her siblings? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is the best way for Jen to handle her siblings? My sister's interactions with me, I just let myself get triggered. You're the youngest of the three, right? We have King of Swords, 10 of Wands reversed. Sorry, Roman numerals. 4 of Wands reversed. house card. That's the house card, girl. Six of Swords sorry, again. No, Four of Swords reversed. Knight of Swords. Queen of Cups. And King of Cups reversed. Okay. This is so heavy for me to say, Jen. I have a lot of clients that come to me, and you're the middle child, okay? I have a lot of clients that come to me and ask, should I go no contact with this, with this relative of mine, or multiple relatives of mine? And even if the cards say yes the first time, I go deep with them and really figure out, you know, is this really the best solution? Because it's really it's the ultimate solution, right? It's the farthest that you can go. And the first card right out of the bat, we have the King of Swords. The King of Swords knows what is right and what is wrong. And if someone it's also the Aquarius court card. I really identify with the King of Swords. I may not have a whole lot of friends. I may not have a revolving door of friends like I used to. But there's a reason for that. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but I can give you examples. Okay. Good example of someone I had the King of Swords out of my life. I was 18 years ago, I was a drug addict, and I put myself into rehab, into treatment. And my best friend, supposed best friend at the time, told me that he will be there for me and that he was so proud of me. We've been friends for 10 years, and he would always be there for me. I haven't heard a word from him in 18 years, ever since I told him that. I continue to see his LinkedIn profile and how, like, successful he is in the Bay Area, but he never spoke to me ever again after I got help. So, like, yeah, if he did try to reach out to me again, he'd have a lot of explaining to do. Like, that is not someone worth keeping in your life. It hurts, but yeah, if someone like that tried to come back into my life, I'd really question their motives. Or being in an abusive relationship. I was with someone for far too many years who was very, very verbally abusive towards me and emotionally abusive towards me. And because he didn't hit me, I stayed for far too long. And in the end, I had the King of Swords in. I knew I was right. I knew I was wrong. And it's hard because I still loved him. I was in an abusive relationship. So I made excuses, but I had to King of Swords myself. I had to King of Swords myself out of my life. And then we have this Knight of Swords here, over here, right at the end. This and correct me if I'm wrong, but I know because I know you've. Wow, you are better off without him. I am a friend of Bill, so I respect what you have accomplished. I can relate to the relationship too. I get it. You're a friend of Bill's? Who's Bill? Oh, and thank you so much for your kind words. Oh, is that a term? I've never heard that term before. If you're okay, fellow recovery sisters, awesome, right on. You too. That's amazing. That's incredible. Alcohol is a real tough one. I was addicted to dope, which is also a really tough one, but it's not something that you can just like buy at the grocery store. It's not something that's at every restaurant. You know, that's where it's like, whoa, like I really, really like tip my hat off to alcoholics, to every addict who's gotten clean, and the ones who haven't too. I pray for them, you know. But yeah, there's that a whole other dynamic with alcohol. Friend of Bill's, I like that. It's kind of like with gay folks. I'm a friend of Dorothy. I like that. Anyway, so yeah, you've got this beautiful head on your shoulders, girl. You know what's right. You know what's wrong. And what I was just gonna say was, I know you came to me. I think you asked me once in a reading if you should cut off your siblings, and I said, I think I said possibly, yeah, and that it was really hard for me to say. But everything you told me and everything I saw on the cards was two people who are not loving towards you. Doesn't mean they don't love you. Doesn't mean they don't actually love you. It just means that they're not showing it the way that they should, and it's not okay. It's affecting your emotional well-being with this King of Cups reversed. And this is also something that, what I was going to say is, correct me if I'm wrong, but have you been thinking about this? Is this something you've been thinking about cutting? Because I know at one point you actually did. No, I remember you did. I think you cut off your sister. And so you're back in communication with her. And then I remember you took care of your bro, and he didn't even tell you that he was at the family reunion. I remember that. Yeah, these are really unforgivable. I mean, I don't like to say anything is unforgivable, but that really, I mean, unless they're groveling and on their hands and knees begging for your forgiveness, that is just not the right behavior. Yeah, you've blocked them. Good. Yeah. Yeah, Spirit is saying that if you've already blocked them, they're saying that you've made the right decision, girl, and there's nothing that you do not feel ashamed. I don't think you do. I hope you don't. But it's just something like my doctor says to me sometimes when I say, oh, this happened. Oh, don't feel like it was your fault. Don't feel ashamed. Like, I don't. But just to let you know, if you do feel ashamed or if you do feel guilty, because some people do when they, because they wonder, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? Spirit is saying that at this time you are doing the right thing. You are doing the right thing. You love them, but you can't, but they're not letting you, and they love you. They're not loving you the way that they should be loving you. And that is unjust. And when there's an injustice, the King of Swords, whack, cuts them out. They are your siblings. This does not necessarily have to be a permanent thing, but check this out, babe. Right in the center, we have this Four of Wands reversed. The Four of Wands upright is one of the definitions is a happy home. Now, y'all are dealing with your mom's estate and her home, and you're the one who's been paying the mortgage on it. Y'all still wouldn't have it if you hadn't been paying the mortgage. So, I know some people who work in real estate, and I didn't mention your name, but I was like, okay, so here's a situation that I know someone's in. If you'd been paying, if this person had been paying the rent on their mom's house, or sorry, the mortgage on their mom's house, and then she passed, wouldn't she have the say so in the house and it being sold? And yeah, I've talked to multiple people. Yes, you have absolutely like every right here. They don't appreciate you. They take advantage of you. Prime example with your brother, he could have hired a nurse. You probably have to take time off work to take care of him. It's not like your car needs the exercise. I mean, I know he doesn't live that far away from you, but damn. He couldn't even tell you he was there. It's that kind of petty stuff that they think they can get away with because it is petty, but it's not good for your emotional well-being. He took away your vacation days. What a gent. Wow. I'm sorry. I do my very best to not call people names, but wow, your brother is not behaving the way he should. That's pretty deplorable. And here we've got this Four of Swords reversed. Again, this does not have to be a permanent thing. If and when they decide to ask for your forgiveness, then we can talk, literally. Then y'all can talk. Then you guys can start talking. But until then, Four of Swords upright is a break. Four of Swords reversed is like, it's a break, but like not forever. And this will invariably like banish most of the stress and issues that you've been dealing with. I'm not playing the blame game here, but really, like, it can really be pointed at your siblings. I know they're not the only culprits, but you're doing your best, girl, and they're taking advantage of your good graces and your kindness. No more. No more. That's that, and that's this first card right out the deck. King of Swords. He's one of my favorite court cards, not just because he's mine, but I really relate to that. I'd rather, and I'm so grateful and so blessed to have family that are kind to me. I have one brother, and he's great. He's a saint. And yeah, I'm close with my parents. But damn, like, if my brother would behave the way your brother did, best believe I wouldn't be talking to him. My sister wants to do mediation, but I told her no. She got out a notebook to take notes, expecting a narrative from me. Oh, she's out of her league. She's just she's playing. She's trying to make it sound like she's Miss Smart Girl. No, no. Mediation isn't gonna help. You think she's really gonna listen? I'm glad to hear that. Family can make such a difference when supportive. Serious, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And the same goes with friends too. I see so many people keep friends in their lives that are not good to them, but they'll keep them just because they'll be like, well, it's better than having no friends at all. It's like, well, sometimes Marilyn Monroe said, I'd rather be unhappy and alone than unhappy and with somebody else. And I take that in not just a romantic sense, but like in every sense. You don't want to be around people who are making you unhappy, you know. I've got to go. I have a little. I'm going to a place. I'm going to the baths that I really like tonight, and my friend is here to pick me up. So I got to go. Much love and light to you. Thank you so much, Jen. Thank you to all of you, and I will see you.